This Sunday we hear the story of Bartimaeus in Mark's Gospel. Bartimaeus was a blind man. He wasn't able to work because of his blindness, and he had to resort to begging to survive. When Jesus passed by Bartimaeus, he shouted out to Jesus, asking for his mercy. The people around him were annoyed and ordered him to be quiet. He shouted even louder. We can learn a few points from Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus has something to teach us about courage and strength. Despite his difficult circumstances, he was prepared to speak out. He was not afraid to ask for help when he was in trouble. Even when he was told to keep quiet, he persisted. I'll share another little story with you. There was a little boy who was spending his Saturday morning playing in his sandbox. He had with him his box of cars and trucks, his plastic bucket and a shiny red plastic shovel. In the process of creating roads and tunnels in the soft sand, he discovered a large rock in the middle of the sandbox. The boy dug around the rock, managing to dislodge it from the dirt. With no little bit of struggle, he pushed and nudged the rock across the sandbox using his feet. When the boy got the rock to the edge of the sandbox, he found that he couldn't roll it up and over the wall. Determined, the little boy shoved and pushed and pried, but every time he thought he had made some progress, the rock tipped back and then fell into the sandbox. The little boy grunted, struggled, pushed and shoved, but his only reward was to have the rock roll back, smashing his fingers. Finally, he burst into tears of frustration. All this time, the boy's father watched from his living room window as the drama unfolded. At the moment the tears fell, a large shadow fell across the boy and the sandbox. It was the boy's father. Gently but firmly he said, "Son, why didn't you use all the strength that you had available?" Defeated, the boy sobbed back, "But I did, Daddy, I did. I used all the strength that I had." "No, son," corrected the father kindly. "You didn't use all the strength that you had. You didn't ask me for help." And with that, the father reached down, picked up the rock and removed it from the sandbox. Where would we be in either of these scenarios? Do we use all the strength available to us? Would we push through the crowd and ask for help? Or would we suffer in silence, too weary to ask for help, or perhaps too proud to let others know that our life is not all that we would want it to be? Bartimaeus was rewarded for his courage and strength. His faith led to Jesus hearing his cry for help and answering him. We too are invited to have courage and to ask for help. There is another aspect to this. By asking for help, Bartimaeus gave Jesus the opportunity to be merciful to him, to answer his prayer. When we ask for help, we give others the opportunity to give us a helping hand, to practice mercy. And the lovely thing about mercy is that the more that it is given, the more that is received. William Shakespeare wrote, "The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes." A final lesson for us from Bartimaeus' story is that when Jesus went to help him, he didn't make any assumptions about what it was that Bartimaeus needed. He asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" This is something we can bear in mind when we are looking to help someone in need. It is also a question we need to answer for ourselves. What is it that we want Jesus to do for us?